Welcome to the Transitions Daily podcast. Transitions Daily is an online recovery group that offers a daily distribution of popular recovery resources accompanied by a secret Facebook group for discussion. We hope you enjoy today's readings.
This is Transitions Daily for August 13th. AA Thoughts for the Day. Reprieve. It is easy to let up on the spiritual program of action and rest on our laurels. We are headed for trouble if we do, for alcohol is a subtle foe. We are not cured of alcoholism. What we really have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. Every day is a day when we must carry the vision of God's will into all of our activities. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 85. Thought to consider. This is a program of limitless expansion. The gate is wide, but the road is narrow. Acronyms. DUES. Desperately using everything but sobriety. Just for today. Not for nothing, from empty on the inside. When I was 2 weeks sober, a man's 9-year-old daughter was killed by a drunk driver. And 3 days later, he was at a meeting saying he had to believe it wasn't for nothing. That maybe one alcoholic would get sober because of it. As I left that day, I found myself wondering what would have happened if that had been my kids or me. What would they remember about me? A feeling came over me. I know now it was gratitude. And I realized that I could call my children right then and tell them I loved them. That I could show up when I said I would. That my word could be worth something to them. That even though I might always just be Mom who comes over on the weekends, I could be a good weekend mom. I had a chance to move forward with them, forging a relationship built on a foundation of God and Alcoholics Anonymous, rather than always trying to make up for the past. 1 year later, I was able to share with that man that maybe it hadn't been for nothing, because my life changed that day. 2001 AAWS Inc., Alcoholics Anonymous, page 520. Daily Reflections. A clean sweep. And third, having thus cleared away the debris of the past, we consider how, with our newfound knowledge of ourselves, we may develop the best possible relations with every human being we know. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 77. As I faced the 8th step, everything that was required for successful completion of the previous 7 steps came together. Courage, honesty, sincerity, willingness, and thoroughness. I could not muster the strength required for the task at the beginning, which is why this step reads, became willing. I needed to develop the courage to begin, the honesty to see where I was wrong, a sincere desire to set things right, thoroughness in making a list, and willingness to take the risks required for true humility. With the help of my higher power in developing these virtues, I completed this step and continued to move forward in my quest for spiritual growth. As Bill sees it, the answer in the mirror. While drinking, we were certain that our intelligence, backed by willpower, could rightly control our inner lives and guarantee us success in the world around us. This brave philosophy, wherein each man played God, sounded good in the speaking, but it still had to meet the acid test. How well did it actually work? One good look in the mirror was enough. My spiritual awakening was electrically sudden and absolutely convincing. At once I became a part, if only a tiny part, of a cosmos that was ruled by justice and love in the person of God. No matter what had been the consequences of my own willfulness and ignorance, or those of my fellow travellers on earth, this was still the truth. Such was the new and positive assurance, and this has never left me. 1. 12 and 12, page 37. 2. Grapevine, January 1962. Big Book quote. Everybody knows that those in bad health and those who seldom play do not laugh much. So let each family play together or separately as much as their circumstances warrant. We are sure God wants us to be happy, joyous and free. Alcoholics Anonymous, The Family Afterward, page 132. 24 hours a day. AA thought for the day. We had but two alternatives. One was to go on to the bitter end, blotting out the consciousness of our intolerable situation as best we could, and the other was to accept spiritual help. We became willing to maintain a certain simple attitude toward life. What seemed at first a flimsy reed has proved to be the loving and powerful hand of God. A new life has been given us, a design for living that really works. All of us establish in our own individual way our personal relationship with God. Have I established my own relationship with God? Meditation for the day. Make it a daily practice to review your character. Take your character in relation to your daily life, to your dear ones, your friends, your acquaintances, and your work. Each day try to see where God wants you to change. Plan how best each fault can be eradicated or each mistake be corrected. Never be satisfied with a comparison with those around you. Strive toward a better life as your ultimate goal. God is your helper through weakness to power, through danger to security, through fear and worry to peace and serenity. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may make real progress toward a better life. I pray that I may never be satisfied with my present state. Hazelden Foundation, P.O. Box 176, Center City, MN 55012. This is Kate, alcoholic.
We hope you enjoyed today's readings. You can also receive Transitions Daily via email and discuss today's readings in our secret Facebook group. So for more information, go to dailyaaemails.com today.
Other than the 24 hours a day reading, unless otherwise specified, all quotes copyright Alcoholics Anonymous World Services, Inc., 1952 through 2001.